Go see Firestarter.
No. Have you seen the original?
No.
Oh, it has Drew Barrymore in it as a child.
This one also has a child that's not Drew Barrymore, and it also has a 32 on Metacritic. Yeah, it's not good.
Oh, I heard Zac Efron's in it.
Yeah.
But he's in the trailer, but his face isn't. Like, there's only, like, voiceover parts, so I did not know that until someone informed me. But
I think he plays the dad of the titular Firestarter.
Yep. Based on a Stephen King novel. That's probably unnecessarily long.
Based on Stephen King's masterpiece, as the trailers and poster would have you believe it is. I don't know if it is or not.
It's probably not Stephen King's best book.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a piece. Is it a masterpiece?
Who's to say?
Whoever's read it. I would argue. I would say.
Stephen King.
He would say it's a masterpiece?
Maybe.
Have you seen It Chapter 2?
No, I haven't.
There's a joke. Slight spoilers. There's a joke in that movie where, like, he literally makes fun of his own inability to write endings.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, is he in it? He's not in it. He's in it?
He's in it.
Like, as a character or as himself? Not as himself.
A character kind of as himself, but a character. Where, like, he's just like a shop owner. Okay, now full spoilers for Chapter 2. The movie sucks anyway. I wouldn't recommend it.
And it also came out a while ago.
Yeah. He's in it as a shop owner, and he's talking to another character that is basically a proxy for Stephen King, where it's like he's like, I think in the book he's a book writer, in the movie he's a screenwriter. And he's like working on a movie, but he can't write an ending for it. And then like they have a conversation. And he's like, oh, man, I loved that script you wrote. And he's like, that ending was terrible, though. Like, and one of my favorite Letterboxd reviews of that movie is like, yo, the audacity for them to make a joke about terrible endings while this one is like absolute like shite. And I think that's very true. That movie's terrible. I hate it.
Well, speaking of scripts that were written, how's your progress on my script that I wrote?
I actually made negative progress.
What does that mean?
That means I started over. I was like, it's been too long since I've read it. I actually started over. I erased all my notes. I need to make the notes again.
I told you don't have to make notes this time.
I'm on page 1. I'm actually on the title page. I haven't read the title yet. So I went backwards per your request.
Okay. You don't have to make notes this time. You just read it. That is it.
Okay.
That is all.
Okay.
And then when you're done with that one, I'll give you the next one. And then when you're done with that one, I'll probably be done with my third one. So.
You ever play rhythm games?
Does Guitar Hero count?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one. That's probably the only. Oh. When I was younger, I used to go to this like after school program at our local YMCA. Not super often, but I remember always liking going there because they had a DDR pad, and not like one of the cheap ones too. They had like a nice one. So,
one time in 4th grade, my classmates found out that I've never played Guitar Hero, and they asked me. They were like, "Are you even American?" Like, that was loud. Yeah, you woke up my roommate.
Sorry,
he fell off the bed, through the floor, onto the child downstairs.
I don't usually think of Guitar Hero as being distinctly American, though. I have played Rock Band as well. So there's that and then DDR. But yeah, I'm struggling to think of like another one.
You never tried out a Friday Night Funkin'?
No, I'm not really that into rhythm games though.
Yeah.
Oh, there was this app that was really popular for a while called Magic Piano. I got really into that for a bit.
You get the strats like or whatever. Have like 4 fingers or
I couldn't do 4 fingers. I could only do 3.
My brother really got into that.
Yeah.
My cousin was really good at it, but my cousin's good at everything. It's one of his worst qualities.
That's his toxic trait, that he's good at everything.
Yeah.
No.
Like, okay, wait. Okay. I'm joking a little bit, but it is annoying because it's like, 1, it's like he's very good looking. 2, he's like very like ripped and muscular. 3, he's a doctor. 4, he can like beat like any video game. 5, he can like play the guitar. He can sing really well. He's good at everything, and it's kind of annoying.
Interesting.
You know?
I have another question. How old is he?
I don't know. I think he's probably about to be 30 or so.
Too old. All right. Well,
he's also married.
That was gonna be my follow-up question.
He's also like because he's Honduran, he's also very short.
That's even better.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
You gotta wreck it. You gotta wreck the marriage. Let me give you his number. No, I'm joking. Come on, Aaron. The improv. You gotta go with the bit.
I mean, I guess, but these past couple of days, it's just been no thoughts, head empty. I'm like so just tired. And then last night I had like a bad dream at like 1 a.m. So I woke up, couldn't go back to bed for at least 30 minutes. That threw me off. So today I've been especially tired. I don't think I did a single work today.
Do you want to share the bad dream?
Not particularly.
All right, moving on. So rhythm games. The reason I ask is because I bought a game recently. A cute little indie game. It was on sale for like, $20 down to like $5. And I was like, this looks cute. I thought it was a platformer. It is a platformer and it's a rhythm game.
Friday Night Funkin'.
No, it's called Songbird Symphony.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm surprised by it, but I'm enjoying it. What is it? It's also like hard. Either that or I'm just not good at rhythm games, but like the first song is like baby easy. Like you can just like you can crush it like that. And then like there's not that many like songs because it's like it's not a full rhythm game and it's not a full platforming game. So like it's kind of alternating between like platforming song, and like, but like the songs, instead of kind of like in like increments, you know what I mean? Like, like steps, it's just like baby easy and then like boom and then like boom. And so like I'm on the third or fourth song right now. And it's not crushing me. I've gotten a lot better at it, but I mean, maybe I'll give up, but I've gotten an S rank on all of the previous ones, and this one I've not been able to do it, and it's making me upset. But other than that, game's fun. It's cute.
There's this rhythm game that's also like not a fighting game, but kind of like an RPG, and I forgot the name of it, but it's Zelda adjacent. Might be like a rogue.
Crypt of the Necrodancer?
Yes, that one. Yeah, that one's interesting, but again, I'm not super into like rhythm games.
I don't know if it's an RPG.
Well, it's got like fighting elements, but like, swords and...
All right, so Mortal Kombat is an RPG.
No. What I mean is like, gosh, I don't know. There's like dungeons and stuff. It's like that.
So that's an, I don't know.
A roguelike.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely not an RPG. I don't know why I said it's Zelda adjacent.
Did you just admit you were wrong?
I can admit that I misspoke, but I had the same intention consistently. I knew what I wanted to talk about. I just didn't know how to phrase it.
All right.
So I'm not necessarily wrong.
I stand correct. Because you didn't admit you were wrong.
God, okay.
Half point for Arin.
Anyway, this is the...
Oh, okay.
What episode? 18? Are we at...
This is the 3rd.
Shut up. This is the...
27th.
I want to say 18. That feels incorrect. I could just check. I'm going to check
it's the 19th.
Because I legit don't know.
Today's the 19th. Do you think it's the 19th episode on the 19th?
I highly doubt it.
We both check our phones. Mine can't scan my face for whatever reason. Oh no. Passcode is required to enable Face ID.
It's the 18th episode of the Not Just Arin podcast. I am Arin and you are? No. Just say it.
It. I am Arin from Game Grumps.
Oh man, okay, we can talk about it later, but oh man, I've been thinking about that ever since like last week.
Creator Clash?
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyways, people who were cliff-hung last episode about the... What was that face?
I don't... Well...
Cliffhangered. Is that better for you?
Cliff hung just made me think of like a penis. You know, like those of you who were cliff hung yesterday, you listened to last week's episode and your penis got larger. You were hung.
Not what I meant, but those who were anxiously awaiting to know what we were talking about. We have remembered it. We remembered it, I want to say like an hour after we finished recording. Yeah. So, Joseph, what is the story that you would like to tell that had me very surprised?
It was the time I met a guy named Cliff that was like, let me tell you, that dude. Okay, no. So, what led up to this? We remembered everything we talked about for like an hour before last week's podcast, except what we forgot.
Yep.
And this was, I asked if you had seen the recent Mark Rober video where he was like pranking call centers, scam call centers in India. And you said I had seen the other YouTuber's video, but not Jim Browning's video, not Mark Rober's. I had seen Mark Rober's. Great video. Haven't seen Jim Browning's, but
saw part of it because it was at the end of the video.
That's true. It was a little teaser. Yep. What else? Okay, so.
And then you informed me
that one time
something similar.
Okay,
but not to that caliber.
I can tell the story.
All right.
But first, yeah, there was a time where I got a scam phone call and I just kind of rolled with it. I was like, let's see how, like, you know, I feel like you hear stories or you see things on social media of like someone like trolling a scam caller. And I was like, I wasn't doing anything. It was a Tuesday. I don't know what day it was because I actually can't remember. I told you it was between like relationships. I feel like it happened after Tall Woman, but before Melissa. But I don't actually remember now because I feel like I remember it happening in high school because I remember telling people about it in high school.
Interesting.
But I remember that the call, they specifically asked about like my laptop, and I didn't have a laptop until college. So I don't know when this happened, but it happened. Could have been late high school, early college, a wide margin, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm chilling in my house. I get a call. I see that it's a number I don't recognize, and I answer it. And then I think immediately there's like an Indian accent, and he's like, hello, we got a call that your computer or your laptop wasn't working, and we were here to fix it. And I was like, oh, okay. Thanks, sure. And he's like, all right, can you turn it on for me? And then so I literally get out my laptop. I set it down on my desk. I think I press the on button and it does boot up because it's fine. And then he's like, all right, what do you see? What are you seeing? And I was like, nothing. It doesn't work. And
wait, you say you didn't have a laptop at this time?
Well, I don't remember.
Oh,
I remember it being about my laptop, but I didn't have a laptop until college.
Okay.
So either it could have been senior year of high school where we got Microsoft Surfaces as seniors just to use for classes and stuff. It could have been that I used, or it could have been my laptop and this was in college. I don't know for sure, but I know I had a laptop or some sort of technical device, but he was like, I was like, no, I don't see anything. It doesn't work. And he's like, all right, well, can you turn it on for me or press the power button? And I was like, all right. And then we wait. And then I think I'm just goofing around on my laptop and basically same thing happens again. He's just like, all right, now what do you see? And I'm like, nothing, dude. The power button does not work. Can you please fix it or whatever? Help me out here. And I'm trying to think because I don't want the story to too much in circles, but and I can't remember exactly how it happened, but I know basically we did go in circles where it's just like he kept asking me to turn it on, try the screen, like log into it, and every time I would just be like, yo, it's broken, it's not working. But I feel like occasionally I would kind of like go along with him. He would tell me something and I'd be like, okay, and then he'd be like, all right, now can you tell me what you're seeing? And I'm like, nothing, it doesn't work. It won't turn on, it doesn't work. And eventually at some point I hear basically the voice change. So I think I got shifted to like a higher up, like, cause I feel like it was maybe a 5-10 minute call, somewhere in that range. But like it shifts to a different voice. So I think it's like, I got like his manager and he's like, all right, can you like, turn on your laptop to me, describe to me the problem. And I'm like, all right, I'm pressing the power button. I'm pulling up the screen. It's turning on or whatever. And then he's like, all right, now what do you see? And I'm like, black. It doesn't turn on. Like, what are you not getting here? And then basically the climax of the story is after I've been trolling these guys for however many minutes, he just it takes a turn where I tell him like, bro, it's not working. And he just goes like, you fucking joke with me, motherfucker. Like, and he's like, you think you're some kind of smart guy? Like, and I'm just like, immediately I'm like, oh, I kind of get like scared just cause like he can't do anything, but like just the fact that he's like, all of us, like, doing this nice customer service voice and then he's cursing me out. I just like, I'm like, and then I hang up. Like, yeah. But it was a good time. I'm proud, I wasted some of their time. They couldn't get Granny's millions,
Yep.
But yeah.
Riveting story.
Yeah.
And that, listeners, is what you all have been waiting for. So I guess, by the time this comes out, it'll be like 2 weeks after it's happened, but Creator Clash, that was fun. You bought the pay-per-view. How much did it cost?
$20. I bought it as soon as I could because I guess it's a marketing tactic, but he was just like, yo, the closer to the event, the more the tickets are going to go up. So it's like you buy them it's like early bird tickets. So you buy them now they're $20. In like a week or like a month or something, they're going to be like $30. In like the day before, they're going to be like 40 or something like that. Those aren't entirely accurate numbers. I don't remember the exacts, but basically they were going to go up the closer you got to the event. So I just bought mine immediately. I was like, I'm interested. I want to do this. Oh, by the way, I think the tickets weren't actually that expensive to go to it like live. Well, front row seats were very expensive.
Yeah. Ringside.
Yeah. Front row seats were like very front row, $2,000.
Oh my God. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And I think that was mostly where like, I don't know if like people other than influencers sat there or if like the influencers that we saw.
There probably were some, big spenders, but I feel like the majority of people you saw closest to the ring were like content creators.
I just wonder if they got freebies or if they
That's a good question. I don't know if they paid.
Because it's for charity. It's like
that's true.
And then like if we wanted to be like very tippy top, like iDubbbz and Dr. Mike look like ants. A boxing match for ants, if you will. I think those tickets. That arena
didn't look very big though.
Those tickets. Well, they said it was like 10,000.
Yeah, but stacked. That doesn't.
I don't know. 10,000's a lot to me. Like, okay.
Well, we both watch it.
It's not Joel Osteen's church, okay. But what is it? I think like those all the way out were like maybe like 25. Like they weren't like, or maybe like 50 or something. They weren't like a whole lot. I was just thinking of like travel and hotel and work and all that. And so I was just like, I already bought my pay-per-view ticket, Yeah,
because I don't know if Tampa sits in the dangly bit, right?
The dangly bit.
Yeah, I don't know what they call that because I don't know if it's the panhandle or what. Like
you're talking about the dangly bit of Cliff Hung.
Anyway, I think it's in the peninsula. We can call it that because that's what it is. I'm pretty sure it's there. I don't feel like looking it up, but yeah, no way I would be driving all the way down there because to get from Alabama to like Tallahassee, which is it's like directly below Alabama, somewhat. I think that's already a long drive, and I hate driving so much. Oh my god! And so probably would have had to do a plane ticket. Those cost a lot. And then, of course, hotels and stuff in Tampa would also probably cost a lot. I mean, Tampa, Florida is not exactly Miami, so I don't know if the hotels would be super duper expensive. But, it would still probably cost a pretty penny. So, makes sense.
But, yeah, something else that I found out is, we saw a lot of, like, creators in the background. What is it? We saw Eddie Burback. We saw Alana Pierce. We saw William
Jarvis Johnson.
Who's that?
He's like a commentary guy.
Okay.
He used to work for BuzzFeed, I think. Maybe. There's a lot of them who used to work for BuzzFeed. There was
William Osman, Pay Money Wubby. We saw a couple ringside or very close.
Yep.
So I looked up what is it? Well, basically all this to say is that I was like, what? My mind's blanking. Okay. Basically, Alana was sitting next to someone that when I saw this picture, it made me very excited. She was sitting next to Nakey Jakey himself.
Yeah, that's Jarvis Johnson to her left.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And then Nakey Jakey, though.
And then Eddie Burback in the back.
And then Drew Gooden in the back as well.
And his wife. And let me see. Yeah, that's all the people I recognize, but yeah.
Okay, well, you didn't get as excited for Nakey Jakey as I did, but...
Because I'm not that big of a fan.
Okay, well... That's just another example of you being wrong.
Okay.
Whether or not you can admit it. Anyway, I was excited to see Snake Boy himself. Snakey Jakey, busting a move. I wish I spotted him because it would have made me more excited, and we should have. It makes me feel like I should have got tickets to be there. You know what I mean? Just to be in the same room, breathing the same air as a Snake Boy 229 himself.
Now, I want to posit a question for you. Hold on, I gotta think about how to phrase this. What would be your reaction if a Nakey Jakey type, someone who you admired greatly on the internet, did something that you found to be morally reprehensible?
Well, I will answer your question and say, like, maybe it depends on the person, how much
it's Nakey Jakey.
No, what? Okay. I don't know. I mean, it's hypothetical. I was gonna bring up Gus Johnson to not have a hypothetical because I liked him a lot, and I feel like I still like him, or maybe like view him as like, this isn't as, I'm just trying to like talk about it how I'm thinking about it, but this isn't as like parasocial as it may sound. But when all of that like stuff was happening with him, about like how he treats his girlfriend and stuff like that, he's making videos now, and it's like I go and watch them, but there's like this weird, there's kind of a conflict within me because I'm like viewing him differently. His videos don't like hit the same. They're not nearly as funny, or they're not, I don't know, maybe I'm just like, I don't feel as comfortable watching them. You know what I mean? Like there's kind of this like undertone, like not necessarily in the video, but just like present in the circumstance. And so I want to say I still like him, but I almost like view it as like a past relationship, like an ex or something, where it's like, oh yeah, I look back on those times fondly, but like don't necessarily associate with him now. And it's not even like a strong choice. Like I refuse to watch his videos or support him. I'm just like, I try and I'm like, this doesn't, something feels off. Something feels wrong. And that's the best maybe example I could give. Cause it's like, I enjoyed his videos a lot. Still probably go back and enjoy his older videos. Bought the hat for Melissa. It was an expensive hat, but it was, it was worth it.
How expensive?
It's $30.
Yeah, that's kind of a lot for a hat.
Yeah, it was impulsive. It was just kind of like, it was a cool hat.
Yeah.
But so I feel like I know why you asked, because I saw that you made a video recently.
Yes. Somebody's not a fake fan.
I am a fake fan. I didn't watch it. I watched like either the first minute or the first 30 seconds. So I have no idea what you said in it.
Okay.
But
well, lucky for you, it is a short.
I'm still not going to watch it. I still don't think I'm going to watch it.
I think it's a good video.
I believe.
Come on, Joseph.
Do you want me to say who it's about, or do you want me to say who I think it's about, or do you want to say who it's about? Because I think I know who it's about, even from the minute or 30 seconds.
Okay. Who do you think it's about?
Is it about Sienna May?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I mean, she is in the thumbnail.
Maybe I read the. Okay.
Okay. Yes and no. It's not really about her. It's just more so about how one might react when something like that happens. I guess from a content creator that you admire. And I'm kind of, trying to, I guess, rationalize how her fans might have felt at the time about it, despite the fact that, she is only 18 and 18-year-olds aren't known for having the most maturity about a lot of things. And so to me, when I was watching a lot of the videos about that situation, it just seemed that, everyone was kind of expecting a lot from her, which sounds odd because, I mean, what she did, which was on video, so it's still alleged because you got lawyers and things, but
you don't have to say it. I feel like you don't. If there's proof and we're not in court, I feel like you don't have to say alleged.
Well, just trying to cover my tracks, these people.
You're worried she's going to come after you?
I mean, hey, some people on the internet, they like to use copyright takedowns in a malicious way.
So it's not you like saying it's not you not sure if it happened or not. It's just you just being like, I don't know, you said you're covering your bases.
Yes.
Okay.
But what she allegedly did was pretty not great. But, for someone
alleged sexual assault.
Yes. And but for someone her age, I kind of didn't expect her to like react to people's reaction in like a mature way at all. Because I mean, if she doesn't respect Jack Wright's boundaries, what makes you think that she's gonna look at all of this and be like, oh, I'm definitely in the wrong here? Especially considering, I don't know how much you know about this, but especially considering that had been going on for like a while, and that was just the time that his friends caught it on camera, basically. So, I expected nothing less from her, but, people online were being like, why is she not being mature about this? And it's like, she's literally 18. I don't, like...
You can be, I would say...
It's entirely dependent on how much life experience a person has, but, I still don't expect a whole lot from her. However, I guess I'm just spoiling my whole video now, but you're not going to watch it, so I guess it doesn't matter. I'm assuming a lot here, but considering Sienna herself is 18, which is 4 years younger than me and 5 years younger than you, her fans, especially considering she's primarily on TikTok, her fans are likely going to be a whole lot younger. So this is someone that they look up to. This is someone that they see as like not necessarily an authority figure, but like a mature person to them, right? So that's kind of why I think a lot of people reacted in that way. Well, I don't understand it, but
let me tell you what I know. I guess I didn't know that apparently it happened more than once, and only once it was caught on camera.
Well, I don't know specifically about what she did, but, she has a history of, like, overstepping boundaries with him. So.
Well, I think what I know is that...
According to him and his friends, I should say.
I think I know a little bit because I think Critical covered it a little bit. He did like one video about it, I'll say a couple months to a year ago. I don't remember when it all blew up. And then
January.
Okay, so it was this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so he did a video then, probably. And then he did another video recently that was a bit longer, but I think it's him reacting to someone else's video. Haven't watched it yet.
If I had to guess, probably Jay Aubrey's.
Maybe. How long is Jay Aubrey's?
Maybe like 38 to 40 minutes.
Okay. His video is like 20, but he does sometimes like shorten, it's highlights or whatever. It's just him reacting. It's not the full video.
Do you react to it like on stream or?
Probably both.
Okay.
He probably full thing on stream, YouTube edited down probably. Yeah. Haven't watched it yet, but from what I know from January, I think was just like that she took advantage of a sleeping guy. Was it her boyfriend?
Well, here's the thing. Like online, they were kind of in a pretend will they won't they relationship, but behind the scenes Jack made it clear that they weren't boyfriend and girlfriend. However, Sienna still had feelings for him and was trying to like get with him.
So that sounds even worse. Yeah. So took advantage of a guy while he was sleeping, and then what is it, it was caught on video. And then I know that like blew up a little bit. But from what I know is it blew up even more because she made like an air quotes apology video about it, where basically she said, I've made a lot of mistakes. I've done a lot of learning, and then ew. And then basically danced around, and
that wasn't the first one. All right, so there's like a few videos that came out. So
was that the final one though?
I believe so.
Okay, wait. Let me continue with that because I'm still just giving what I know. So that like she was dancing around, and then like people really latched onto the lyrics that she was dancing around to, where it was like, I think it said something along the lines of like, I'm not sorry, I'm young, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
And that I think blew it up even more than just like her fan base and like those like smaller internet circles where it was just like, whoa, sexual assault, and you're like, I'm young and I'm not sorry. Like, geez. And so that's what I know about it. So what is it? Yeah. Sexual assault, allegedly, air quotes, and not sorry. And, what is it? I also want to say, before you fill in my information gaps, you can be 18 and mature. I know it depends on I know it can depend on your life experience, but I would also say like this is what she's going through is life experience, and how she reacts to that is the gaining experience. She doesn't need to like go through some stuff to react to this maturely. And I don't think it takes, I feel like most people, immature or well, okay, wait. I feel like most people, regardless of their age, know that sexual assault is bad and taking advantage of someone while they're asleep is bad. So I feel like personally, whether she's 18 or 24 or 16, just getting caught doing that, and then what you said, allegedly more than just that one time, and then just blatantly saying like, you're not sorry. I think that's more than just like immaturity. That's potentially just a bad person, or like a severely immature person. Where it's just like, I'm done.
Okay. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, you can be 18 and mature, but I don't know. It's just, some people just aren't. Because, I mean, I think about myself at age 18, and I was kind of a mess. So, and I am but one person. However, I certainly wasn't doing what she was doing, but still, there's a lot to be learned there. And I think one thing that compounds the whole situation is that all of this is happening online. This is very public. And like I kind of say in my video, a lot of girls learn the lesson of you can't make a boy you like you back at some point in their lives. Usually I want to say like middle high school.
I feel like guys learn that too.
Yes, I know, but Sienna's a girl, and so am I. So I'm like trying to relate to the girlies.
How do you do, fellow kids?
No.
How do you do, fellow girls, females?
Anyway, but I'll say a lot of girls learn that lesson at some point in their lives, usually when they are around her age. But a lot of times, even if it does go down on social media, they're not getting freaking Business Insider articles written about them, which is so bonkers to me.
But it doesn't take sexual assault for a girl to learn that lesson.
I know, and I also said in my video, usually they don't get to that point, but you know, as far as I know, like this is the breaking point for Sienna and Jack Wright. Like it's been building up to this, so she should have learned this way before, but for some reason she didn't. I don't know why. Maybe the clout got to her head or something. Like I legit can't tell you, but I don't know. She just didn't. And I suppose she's like an outlier in that regard.
Now, from what I want to specify even more, like about what the sexual assault was. I feel like from what I remember from the videos, she was making out with a guy that was like passed out.
Yes.
Was there anything more than that?
The guy who recorded it said that she was groping him, and his name is Jack Wright, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard to see in the video.
Okay, so just to give a clear picture to the audience, because I've seen the video, but it's been a while, so I don't remember. But the alleged video,
well, the video exists
of the alleged groping and the alleged making out of a passed out person. I'm using it as a joke, but I'm also covering my bases. I don't know. I don't care about my bases, but
all right.
I don't know. I'm having fun.
Okay. Maybe it's because I've dealt with insane people on the internet.
No, I got you. I'm not making fun of you. I'm making fun of.
I know.
Maybe just having to even say it's alleged, like like in what is it? Don't they say like alleged in 7 or something? Like when they have. Well, okay. Well, spoilers for 7. I thought
movie
they
that
say,
came out in 1997.
Well, what is it? Okay, wait. I don't want to fully. I want to stay on what we're on right now. But I know with one of the recent shootings, the ones that happened in Buffalo, I remember seeing like some of the news things saying like alleged shooter or whatever. Yeah. And a lot of the comments were like, yo, there's video. We don't, why are we saying alleged?
Yeah.
And it's for whatever legal reason, because it's like hasn't gone to court, hasn't been what's the word?
Tried?
That works. Hasn't been tried, and so it's like that's why you apparently have to say alleged.
Yeah. Unless they're like actually convicted of the crime.
Yeah. And so
even if there is like
that just made me think
buttloads of evidence.
Yeah, so it's like we're saying it now, but at the same time there's evidence, and I'm saying it in a joking manner, not making fun of you, because I know you've dealt with some
insane people on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weren't you gonna describe the video?
Yeah. Well, he was passed out. She was like on top of him, making out with him. He was not awake, giving consent, and then apparently she was also feeling him up.
Maybe.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's according to an eyewitness as well as what you can maybe see in the video.
Yeah. So that whole situation is honestly so wild to me. Yeah. But I think, okay, so there's a few things that she put out. I think the first one, which this might have been a while ago, but she put out like a Medium post being like, I'm young and I have a lot to learn about life. And that one was really unsatisfactory. And then I think either Jack or one of his friends or like his brother put out a video being like, Sienna has been abusing Jack for like all this time. And then she puts out her like, I think it was the red sweatshirt video that was basically being like, y'all are wrong. If he had a problem, why didn't he say anything? Yada, yada, yada. And then eventually Jack puts out a video, which I mean, she can't really say nothing about that because that's him. And I can't remember what came directly after that. Directly after that, I feel like there was a more like PR statement, like somebody wrote that for her. Or no, maybe that was the video.
I feel like the first one sounded like a PR statement where like maybe
I think it was more clear that she wrote it. Not like some PR person.
Well, I'm just saying like
the video was more like PR team did that.
Just from the way the first one sounded, it sounded like a PR team being like, don't admit to it. Like say you're sorry without saying you're sorry, and don't admit to doing it. You know?
And then this is more recently. She went on Dave Portnoy's podcast, which I don't know if you know who that is. He's like the CEO of Barstool Sports, and he's like super insufferable. But she went on
Barstool Sports is a banned website on Belhaven's Wi-Fi.
For real.
Yeah.
Well, it's for the better. Anyway, they what was it? She went on the podcast with like a lawyer by her side, even though like she wasn't like being, how can I put this? There were no ongoing legal proceedings. So there was no reason for her to have her lawyer there. Mm-hmm. And the lawyer kind of kept interjecting the whole time. It was really awkward.
They said it's hearsay.
Yeah.
I guess she was just covering her bases.
Yeah. So that was the latest thing. I can't remember when that happened, but yeah, that was the most recent thing with her. And it's just
Did you leave out the dance video?
No, I said the dance one might have been after when Jack put out his video.
Oh. Okay.
And of course, this whole timeline might be incorrect because it's been a while since I've watched anything about this, but yeah.
Another half point for Arin.
That's the whole point, though.
Oh boy. Arin 1, Joseph 25.
Anyway, I still think you should watch my video. I thought it was really good. I haven't put out like a proper video essay in a really long time, and I was very happy to finally do it. Because, sometimes, and this is something that I will readily admit, sometimes I go back and watch my old videos. And recently I went back and watched my famous award-winning video about Classically Abby. And I was like, man, that era of my content was like so much fun. I wish I could do that again. I just don't have the time to be terminally online anymore, unfortunately. But I managed to, squeeze that one out. And if I remember correctly, you did not like that video. So
I didn't.
Well, what were your issues with it? I will say, I'll admit this. I conceptualized that whole video. It wasn't in one day because I had the screenshots of the ads prior to that because I just thought it was weird. But basically the day, this is it's just Arin T. But basically the day that I made that video, I woke up, I was scrolling on YouTube, I saw another one of her ads, and I was like, okay, I gotta do a video. And I think I shot that video at 10 a.m. I had watched a couple of her videos because I had made notes on them and everything. But yeah, I was still, you can't really tell. But I was still basically wearing my pajamas. I hadn't brushed my teeth. I hadn't washed my face. I set up my camera and my light, and I was like, all right, it's time to go in on this woman. And yeah. So that's some behind the scenes tea.
Some lore. Come on. Lore. That's what we call it on this podcast.
Oh, sorry. But yeah. Looking back on it, I don't know. I feel like I did an adequate amount of research for it, I thought it was just fine. However, I like the video for what it is, which is a good video from me. And also, it kind of propelled my channel into I'm not going to say public consciousness. That sounds so conceited. Ew. But, I got a lot of subscribers and attention from it because I was the first person to make video on her. So I like that. But I did get a lot of really mean racist comments from putting that video out. So I don't like that part. But anyway.
So wait, I'm kind of going back to our previous topic. Are you were you a fan of Sienna Mae?
I had never heard of her until all of this went down.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Which is why I was even more confused as to why anybody was expecting, presidential levels of maturity and poise and grace from this literal 18-year-old. So
I feel like you're giving, because of people leaning one way of expecting her to be, I'm trying to think.
I'll put it this way. I had this idea floating around for a while, and
I was talking.
I know, but I felt the need to interject. I had this kind of general idea floating around for a while for why do we expect so much from figures on the internet? Because the main point of my video is that these people are, in fact, just people. And people will let you down. And that's happened with people in my real life and people that I have admired online when I was, younger. So, I feel like, I don't know, maybe I am the only one. Who knows? But I feel like I have learned in my life not to expect a whole lot from people. And I guess it just surprises me that people expect so much from people who, in reality, don't have the level of maturity that people require from certain situations.
Okay. I need to react.
Okay.
And you need to not interject for a minute.
Okay.
I feel like with people leaning one way of expecting too much maturity for Sienna, you're leaning like completely like 180 opposite of just like okay. You're leaning the other way and giving her like a little too much grace of like she's 18, you shouldn't expect this much maturity from her.
Okay.
Then I also want to say I'm trying to think of if there's anyone that like I online. Did you give any examples in your video of someone that let you down or no?
I did. That's why I gotta watch the video.
Okay.
We can watch it together. It's only 10 minutes.
After smiling friends for a third time.
I'm writing this down because we are watching this video together. I think it's a banger video. Okay. I'm very proud of myself.
You can't make me.
Oh, I can't.
You can't.
We'll see.
So I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone online or like a figure that like let me down. And I want to say, like, I feel like if people like that are not people like that, but just people online, online, if they're letting you down, I feel like that's evidence in and of itself that like you are terminally online and are kind of like a little too attached to these people personally. Cause it's like the Gus Johnson thing for me, at least. It's one of those things where I'm like, oh, like it's the meme from Top Gear where it's like, oh no. Anyway. Yeah. Where it's just like, I do care a little bit of like, oh, that sucks. I enjoyed watching his videos. He seemed like a cool guy, but I'm not like devastated by it and like analyzing it and like let down because he's not like a hero. Now, if someone else, like you asked earlier, someone like I genuinely look up to, like, we'll say Nakey Jakey, we'll say Olin Rogers. I don't know if we've ever talked about him.
We might have.
OG YouTuber.
Yeah.
Nakey Jakey, Olin Rogers. I'm trying to think of who else. Like Tio. Someone I like really look up to, and it's just like, oh, surprise, he kills puppies, or something like he beats his wife.
Yeah.
Like that would be different, but it's like Nakey Jakey is, I guess, like that's someone like I just enjoy his content a lot, and like I relate to it. I enjoy him. So Nakey Jakey might be similar to like Gus Johnson, whereas like Tio and Olin Rogers, that's a much harder thing to comprehend because I've been watching Tio and Olin Rogers since I
middle school, right?
Like 13 years, even earlier. Like I started watching Tio like 4th or 5th grade. And Olin Rogers was also, I think, like middle school. It was like 6th, 7th grade, something like that. So it's like I've been watching these dudes for like since they were in their either late teens, early 20s. And now they're like in their 30s and I'm in my late 20s. You know what I mean? It's
You're
like
in your late 20s or 23.
Or early 20s. Sorry. I'm in my 20s is what I meant to say. But it's like that would be, I don't know how I'd grapple with that. And I don't think I can comprehend it, because it's not like the reality. It's kind of fun to do like the hypothetical, but I don't know. I don't want to because I like them too much. But
may I interject now?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 things. I feel like it sounds like I'm giving Sienna May a lot of grace, but I'm not. Like I feel like I'm not discounting what she did because she was 18. Like that's not really what I'm trying to do.
Well, how she reacted to it.
Yeah, more so how she reacted to it, I guess. But I had a point there. Then I lost it. But anyways, I feel like you wouldn't be as upset to have something similar happen to someone you sort of admired because you're older. Sienna's Sienna's fans are probably much younger. Like, imagine, let's say you've been watching, I don't know, Gus Johnson for however long you've been watching him, but you were also like 14. I feel like that would hit significantly different at that age. So
well, you were what is it? Musing or whatever of like, you were like, why do we as people look up to these, celebrities, these internet famous influencers? Why do we look up to them so much when like they're just people? You know what I mean? Like,
not look up to. Like, I can understand looking up to people, but
you said like we expect so much of them. So when you said we, I thought you were talking about like all of us, you, me, Sienna's fans,
the general populace. I don't know,
okay,
people who have a favorite celebrity. I'm not saying, like, I can understand looking up to them, but I feel like a lot of people just don't really understand that these people are just people. And people, like, make mistakes.
I mean, but do you understand that?
I mean, I've been trying to.
Okay.
Like, it's something that I say, but it's also something that I'm, like, simultaneously grappling with.
Okay.
So, I mean, nothing has really happened, like, super recently where I've had to actually, like, be confronted with it, but
yeah,
it is something that I've, come to realize as I've gotten older, is that, these people, they are, in fact, just people, and people make mistakes. I think, for me, it hits a little different because this is going to be a little personal, but, growing up, you always think your parents, like, they know everything, they can do anything, and they're just, like, these superhuman people. But as I have gotten older, I have realized that they're just people, right? They kind of don't know what they're doing. They're just kind of figuring it out like the rest of us. And that's why, and it's not a negative thing either. It's just kind of a realization that I've had, is that, my mom and dad are just kind of going through it like I am, right? They're not people with like superhuman strengths or anything like that. So, I feel like that's why I've kind of, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and they are much closer to me, my parents, than any, YouTuber that I grew up watching. So again, that also feels like it kind of hits different, a person in your real life letting you down in a minor or major way than like someone you've never met. But again, parasocial relationships, they do feel real. So even though you have never met them, it feels like you have always known them. And therefore, when something like that does happen, it still hits. So I hope that made sense. I feel like I was rambling.
I'm just thinking about like YouTubers I watch or have watched for a while of just like, I don't know, like, I don't think they're parasocial relationships. Like, I'm not like depending on them or like imagining a friendship, but there is like,
well, there's levels.
There is still like a closeness and some sort of connection of just like, I feel like you can't watch someone for like 10 years and,
not form some kind of bond.
Yeah, like, but maybe it's the same way of just like having a favorite director or having like a favorite movie or something like that, where it's just like you laugh, you cry, you feel the emotions with the movie or with the person. But
I think thinking about it not as who they are, but rather what they represent. So, like, I don't know, we'll take Inside Gaming, for example. For me personally, I would watch them a lot when I was, like, in high school. They were, like, my go-to channel. Because every day when I get home from school, there'd be a video waiting for me. And, if I had a crap day at school, I can at least watch, I don't know. What was, oh, my God. What was it? It was the game where, like, they were, like, on Mars. God, it's, like, a really long-running series that they had.
I just watched their GTA videos for the most part.
Okay, never mind. Fake fan. Anyway.
Don't call me a fake fan, okay?
But yeah, anyways.
I liked Inside Gaming.
All right. But I could come home to a video that would like instantly make me feel better despite whatever was going on in like my school life or my home life. So, that was always like a reliable way to like cheer me up, I guess. And so, it may not be them specifically, but it is what they represented for me, and learning that one of them turned out to sort of kind of be a weirdo. I feel like at that point, you know, I kind of...
He wasn't, I mean, he did bad things, but he wasn't that weird. He cheated on his wife and sexted during work. That's not...
With a catfish. That's not necessarily
Oh, it's fake.
weird.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah.
But you get what I mean.
Yeah. He turned out to be...
Not the nicest
less than
person.
groovy.
Yeah. By that time, it didn't hurt as much, but imagine if that happened while I was in high school, my psyche would like be destroyed. Like I would be legit upset, and it might like actually affect my mood just in general, you know? So yeah, I feel like, you know, looking at it that way, I suppose I can relate to like, we'll say Siena's fans. But I think another more better example of this would be like Sky Does Minecraft, because I don't know if you know about what happened with them.
But it's them?
Yes.
It's not one person?
Well, Adam is non-binary now, so.
Oh, okay. Well, I've heard the channel name. I've heard the channel name.
I know, but
yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff going on with like their wife and like former partners and like employees. He's just, you know, from what they've said, all those people have said, he's just a generally abusive person. And Sky Does Minecraft was a humongous channel right in the like, we'll say 2012 2015 era. That was like a lot of people's favorite YouTuber, and having all of that come out has probably destroyed a lot of people's like childhood memories. So, you know,
it's kind of like childhood memories made me think of Toy Story and like John Lasseter, of like Pixar's made some great movies, but then it's like John Lasseter getting like Me Too'd. It's sort of like, is he a terrible boss? Is he? Because then it kind of calls into question like the movies, you know what I mean? Like they have wholesome messages, but maybe not a wholesome workplace.
Well, I think with movies, it's a bit different because, as both of us know, movies are very much a team sport. So I feel like...
But this is the guy at the top.
What? He was the CEO of Pixar? No.
He was like the director. Like he...
I forgot like who he was.
He was probably CEO at some point, but it's like he was the boss. He was the one in charge of everyone and interacting with everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But at the same time, I still feel like it is a little bit different because that is, you know, one very small part in a very large like production. So I feel like not look past it. There are a lot of other people involved in the creation of something that was very good. And even though one person did like one bad thing, I feel like people should still be able to enjoy it, you know?
I'm not saying you can't.
I know, but you were asking like, does that affect people's memories of Toy Story?
It makes Toy Story let's be more specific. It makes Toy Story 3 a little bit harder to enjoy because like I don't know if it's a theory or if it's like something that people that worked at Pixar have actually said, but like I have heard that like the villain of Toy Story 3 was like inspired by John Lasseter.
The purple teddy bear?
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like it's that for at least that movie, it's like oh, like this guy's terrible, but it's like if he's a proxy for the actual boss, then it's like, man, the people that were working on this might have been miserable, you know?
Yeah, that is interesting.
I wrote about it in my Letterboxd review. You never logged the movie.
I think I fell asleep.
Yeah. That discredits it?
Yes, if I don't finish watching it, then I can't really give an accurate review, can I?
It's fair.
Yep. Well, there is one movie that I didn't finish watching that I gave a review, but that's because I thought it was especially bad.
What movie?
Silence. Martin Scorsese.
Oh, yeah.
It has Adam Driver in it. And,
you didn't finish it?
Yeah, it's long and it's not good.
I've heard it's good.
Probably. I didn't like it. That's all I'll say. But anyways, yeah. And then I guess there's the whole question of like, can you separate the art from the artist? Which I go back and forth on. So I guess I just don't know if you can.
Well, I mean, I feel like it goes back to like at least movies, the collaborative thing. It's like, you know, Roman Polanski and all that of just like, I hear Chinatown's a great movie. but it's like it's directed by him, so it's like same with a little bit of a lesser extent because he's not really an artist, but like Harvey Weinstein, are you just never gonna watch a movie with his name on it?
So many Miramax movies, oh my god,
and all of them
almost
slap.
Impossible. Goodness,
it's like, are you never gonna watch a Quentin Tarantino movie again? Like, you know, but it's like he's not really an artist, so that's not as good of an example. But I think Harvey Weinstein.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were saying Quentin Tarantino.
No. Yeah, I was saying Harvey Weinstein's not as good of an example because he's a producer, not necessarily an artist. But I think you can, but it depends on like what maybe like it depends like
the art.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, as far as I know, Chinatown's about like corruption and like this, you know, this dirty town noir, all that. Whereas like that you can separate from the artist because I feel like it has nothing to do with what went wrong with the artist. But it's like if you know, if Roman Polanski made, you know, a kids movie or something about what is it? He was a pedophile, right?
I believe so.
Allegedly.
I don't know if it was. I think he might have went to court. Roman Polanski.
Well, he fled the country. He's like living in like a different country. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's like if Roman Polanski made like Spotlight, you know, like that would be a conflict because like his life does not reflect like the movie he made. You know what I mean? It's like Spotlight is a movie criticizing pedophiles while he himself was a pedophile. Has a
conviction, so it's not alleged.
It's not alleged.
Sharon Tate's husband? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wait.
Yep. I don't know if they were
I don't think I realized. I've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
They were married. Yep.
I've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood either 2 or 3 times. I don't think I realized that, like, I don't think I connected the dots of like Roman Polanski and this. It's like, oh, that guy's not good, which like I feel like he's fine in the movie, but no, he's man.
Does he even have that much of a role in the movie?
He's in it a little bit, not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of like a background character.
But it's, I don't know. Maybe I didn't know that like the controversial stuff about him before I watched that movie. Maybe I learned about it afterwards. I don't know. I don't think I've connected those dots.
Yeah, as I understand it, his life kind of went downhill after Sharon Tate died. Not saying that like excuses anything before anybody says anything, but I think I watched maybe like a video or something about him. And yeah. No, he's got let's see.
So yeah, I think for me, my answer is you can separate the art from the artist, but it depends like what the art is, what its like message is. It's what it's saying and how much that like conflicts or contrasts with like their whatever they did, you know.
Yeah. I have a good personal example for this, but again, it's about music, so you're not gonna have any idea what I'm talking about. But
I listen to music.
Not the music that I listen to.
Imagine Dragons slaps.
Whatever.
I'm just kidding. I like the.
You're anti Imagine Dragons.
I was gonna say I like the Imagine Dragons hate bandwagon. It's funny.
Okay.
You know, in what is it in Hawkeye, the MCU show. There's
the gay one.
What?
The gay one.
Who says he's gay?
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to. Is this the one with Bob Mack? Not Bob Mackie.
Bob Mackie.
Anthony Mackie.
No.
Oh, wait, no. This is Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
there's one with Anthony Mackie and like the other guy. And it's kind of. I mean, queer baity.
I feel like there's like maybe some slight. It's like some slight like bromance, but they're mostly antagonistic.
Yeah, exactly.
That's queer baiting.
According to
someone, the gays.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
correspondent.
I'm gonna say I don't buy it.
Okay. You're also not gay, so might not understand.
Neither are you.
Well, I've had it explained to me, so I kind of understand.
And I've kind of had it explained to me, and I think it doesn't make sense.
Because I haven't explained it well.
Well, that's your fault.
That is my fault. One full
Another
point
half
for me.
point.
No, that's a full point.
A quarter of a point. What is it? So no, in Hawkeye, basically, there's like a whole frick. What the? We went on this gay tangent that I don't even know what we were talking about. Oh, wait.
You said, I listen to music.
Oh, okay. There's like a whole like 1 to 2 minute bit making fun of Imagine Dragons in the show Hawkeye. That's like the only good part of the show.
Okay. Well, anyways, there's this phenomenal vocalist called
Brendan Urie.
For some reason, people don't like him. I haven't gotten into it, but we're not going to talk about it here. Anyways.
Because he's too tall.
Is he? He always gave off short
He's sold out, you know? He's tall. That dude's tall. Let me see.
Listen, I've seen him in the flesh, and you look short to me.
That's a lot coming from you. My spelling skills, they're going down the drain.
Let's see. 5'9".
5'9". That's not as tall as I thought. I thought he was at least 6 feet. Interesting.
Shorter than Taylor Swift, who is 5'11", apparently.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so...
Anyway.
Music.
There's this really good vocalist named Johnny Craig, and he's been in a number of bands. I think most notably Dance Gavin Dance. And one thing to note about him is that he's been kicked out of every single band that he's been in, including the one that he started. And that was the most recent one. But not only that, he's not a great person. In fact, I would go so far as to say that he's a bad person. I don't think drug addiction is like a personal failing of someone, you know. It's kind of more of a mental and medical issue than it is a moral one, in my opinion. However, he's been hooked on heroin for like over 10 years. He's been in and out of rehab several times. And he's also gotten other people hooked on heroin, most notably this animal YouTuber named Taylor Nicole Dean. She was in a relationship with him for, I can't remember how long, but yeah. And she made this kind of explosive 2 videos talking about her relationship. Not her relationship. The first one was about the fact that she's been addicted to heroin for however long. And then the second one was about how Johnny Craig got her hooked on heroin and kind of more or less ruined her life, honestly, if we're being honest. And even before all of that, Johnny Craig has had a long, long history of burning every single bridge that he crosses. And at this point, I don't even know what he's up to. I think last I heard he was like a Twitch streamer. And, you know, all that to say is that he's pretty universally a not well-liked, not very good person. However, he is arguably one of the best post-hardcore vocalists in the game. Like, the talent, just the lack of effort that he puts in and just makes beautiful noises, right? The album Downtown Battle Mountain by Dance Gavin Dance, he recorded all of his voice parts while he was either drunk or like high on pills. And even though he's just kind of making things up as he goes, he didn't write down any lyrics or anything like that. Literally just making things up. It's phenomenal. But, you know, how do you reconcile all of this talent, wasted talent, by the way, with the fact that he is such a bad person, you know? And I feel like some of the work that he's done is some of my favorite. Like, so Downtown Battle Mountain, not my favorite Dance Gavin Dance album, but it's up there. And Emarosa's, I believe, first album, Relativity. I have the freaking vinyl hanging up in my apartment. Like, that's how much I like that album. It's an amazing album. I still listen to it. You know, I started listening to it in like high school. But like, how do you reconcile that with the person who is responsible for you liking it being so terrible? Right? And I think I take a little solace in knowing that Johnny Craig is getting 0 royalties. He's not getting anything, no checks from any of this music that has been out, except for maybe some of his solo work. I'm not sure, but I don't listen to it, so I guess it's fine. So, like, you know, how do you reconcile someone who is very influential and very talented with the fact that they're probably the worst, you know? It's like that.
Well, I feel like I want to say, like, I mean, I want to say and I want to ask, like, why, before you answer, why, like, why do you care so much about, like, if he's getting royalties or not? And you said like he's maybe or possibly a bad person, but you're also saying like the drug addiction is more of like a mental illness thing and less of like a moral thing.
Yeah.
But then you're also saying it's like it seems like he's burned a lot of bridges and treated people terribly. But like was that because of his addiction or was it because of just being a bad person? Like,
yeah, that's an interesting thing to think about too. For the royalties thing, you know, it's like, you know, he's not really profiting off of me enjoying his music, so it's like, I guess that feels somewhat acceptable. That
but why do you care if he does or doesn't?
Well, I don't think he really like deserves it, you know, if that makes sense.
But why like have you put that much thought into it?
Well, it was after I watched the Taylor Nicole Dean videos because I had kind of known it was basically always an open secret that Johnny Craig is like the worst.
So it's not like it's not necessarily like you dislike him enough to make sure that he's not like making money off of you or whatever, but more like sympathy or empathy for his ex. Yes,
because it seems, well, not even seems, but it's clear that he's caused like so much like tangible harm to like a lot of people. It's like, I don't know, it felt bad. Like when I watched that video of Taylor specifically detailing her relationship with him, because not only, you know, did he get her hooked on drugs, but he was just like generally a really abusive, like physically and I think sexually abusive person. So it's like, you know, you know, it's like,
yeah. I would compare it to like going back to like the Gus Johnson thing of like it. I don't think I've watched his ex-girlfriend's videos, but I guess what I did hear about them, like
the one specifically about what happened or just in general?
In general.
Okay.
Well, no, I guess specifically about like the way he treated her.
You haven't seen those videos?
I think I've watched like people react or talk about those videos, not actually the video itself.
You should probably watch the video.
It's 30 minutes long. No.
I mean, yeah, but if you want to, I mean, hey, that's up to you.
I'm watching the Cliff Notes.
Sure, but even the Cliff Notes leaves things out. But if you want to get like a full...
I watched Cliff Notes equivalent to the length of the video.
Well, I mean, it's still not the video.
That's fine.
If you want to get a full scope of what happened, I think you should watch the video.
It's fine for me.
All right. Fine. 2 times speed is always an option. I don't know why you don't exercise that. Well, okay. But, what else was I going to say?
No, I was saying something.
Okay.
So with like their situation, I feel like I still like Gus Johnson. I still want to like Gus Johnson. Made funny videos. I still like some of his older videos, but I do feel like sympathy and empathy for her, where it's like I feel like I don't want to believe that he's a bad dude, but also like why
don't you want to believe that?
Just because I liked his videos. Like, well, that's something that people talked about is he did make other videos of like criticizing other people, like Wendy Williams, Steve Harvey. The most prime example is Chris Brown. He made a lot of like commentary videos, like criticizing like Wendy Williams for being a bully, Steve Harvey for like giving like bad advice, and then Chris Brown for being abusive. And then to find out like those are enjoyable videos and with, I guess, good messages, but then to find out that like he is, while not physically abusive, like emotionally abusive, is conflicting. And with having that happen to like someone.
Oh, it's a reminder. Watch the video.
Oh well, too bad we're in the middle of this podcast. There's no time.
I can reschedule this.
No, reschedule it for 20 years from now. If you can you set a reminder for 20 years from now?
Probably.
That would be funny.
But
That would be funny though. You know, there's Okay, wait. No, I need to finish what I'm saying. So having like someone close to me in my life be like emotionally abused, and then even being a little bit emotionally abused myself by various people, it's something I relate to. And so like I hearing her story and like it makes it conflicting where I'm like, oh, maybe I don't want to support him, which like, I don't know. I'm not going to go out of my way to not support him. If one of his videos blows up and is really funny, then I'm like, oh, okay. But there's still that like hesitancy and stuff like that. But it's less about him and more about her.
Yeah.
You know? I was going to off topic, but the 20-year reminder thing made me think of there's a trophy on the Stanley Parable that just came out on PlayStation where it's like, don't play the game for 10 years.
Yeah. On Steam, I think it was 7. And I haven't opened the game since 2014. I want to get that freaking.
I mean, you can just cheat it though.
I don't want to cheat it.
You don't want to cheat it.
Okay, well, I mean, I probably could cheat it, but when I was 14, I was determined. Okay.
I mean, you've come this far.
I have. I deserve it, honestly.
Well, wait, how old are you now?
22.
So you were 14. It's been 7 years.
Yeah, but I don't want to risk it. What if it doesn't work?
Well, what are you going to do? You never going to get it?
Well, I have it already. Joseph, I bought the game on Steam.
No, I'm saying the achievement.
Oh, I don't know. It's just I have the achievement.
She's like,
in my heart.
Oh my God.
Yep.
No, see, I haven't gotten the game yet. I want to get the game.
I wonder if it's changed at all. Because it's not very long. It does have a lot of like pathways and stuff, but
they added new stuff. They added new endings, a little bit new content.
Well, real OGs remember when it was a Half-Life 2 mod.
It wasn't on PlayStation when it was a Half-Life 2 mod.
You could still watch YouTube videos about
What if I didn't want? I did. I watched a couple and I was like, I don't want to spoil this whole thing.
Well, when it was a Half-Life 2 mod, a lot has changed from that to being like a separate game.
It was a separate game.
Oh, see? Not a real G.
I never claimed to be. Well. Get off my back. Anyway. I've thought about, even though I don't have the game yet, not getting the trophies for the game. I have thought about like, do I want this like 10-year trophy or do I just want to like, cheat it, just like change the clock? I don't know if I have that kind of determination. Like if I get the game now when I'm 23, do I really want to be getting this trophy and getting the platinum for the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe when I'm 33?
Maybe.
I don't think so. I want to close the book, close the chapter, and move on.
Joseph, 100%.
Yeah, I'll get it. I'll cheese it.
Yeah. Anyway.
We done?
What, you got somewhere to be?
I'm hungry.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, I did want to bring one more thing up, but I feel like that's gonna turn
into a whole can of worms. You want to leave? You want to acquaint our audience with Cliff Hung again?
No.
Yeah, that's got to be a porn star name.
Probably.
We make a we what is it? What is it? There's VTubers. This is a V porn star. This is our next project, Cliff Hung.
I'm sure those exist as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just like the name Cliff Hung.
Okay. I'm gonna very carefully look this up.
Are V porn stars a thing? Vorn stars?
No, I'm gonna see if Cliff Hung is a real porn star. I feel like there should be like a porn star wiki out there, There's a wiki for everything. I'm getting Cliff Rhodes and Cliff Jensen. No Cliff Hungs. So if you're in need of a porn name out there, Cliff Hung. It's free. But anyways, I want to ask about it, but we don't have to get too into it.
Leave him Cliff Hung.
No.
Wait, how long have you been recording?
Only for an hour and 20 minutes. And, I always cut out at least like 3 to 5 minutes.
I'm tired. I'm hungry, but I'm curious. I'm Cliff Hung right now.
Well, anyways, we brought it up a little bit earlier in the pod.
Is it? Okay.
But I asked you recently if you ever got around to watching the Pewdie Pipeline video.
Wait, we didn't bring that up in the pod. Oh yeah, we did. We did bring that up in the pod.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
You want to talk about this on the podcast?
I mean, I did before, but I didn't think then was the right time. But
okay,
we could not now because we have been going for a while. But I do want to talk about it at some point.
On the podcast.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Oh.
It has been on the brain a lot recently.
It's on your brain.
Yeah. On the brain. That implies it's my brain.
Yeah, that's true. I use a lot of like royal words, you know what I mean? So it's like sometimes when I'm saying like, if I don't say my brain, if I'm like it's on the brain, I'm thinking like the collective brain. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But like I'm also not entirely sure. Like, are you just referring to the video? Are you referring to the shootings? Because it's like the shootings is on the collective brain. The video is on your brain.
Yes, because it kind of relates back to the shootings.
A little bit. From what I know.
Yeah.
Not having seen it.
Yeah. So you haven't seen it, so I guess there's nothing to talk about. I still think you should. Because you know,
said so.
I have. I've said so several times, and I'm going to keep saying so until you watch the video. I keep telling you it's not about PewDiePie, and I feel like that's what's stopping you.
And
like, I get it, but
I feel like there's several things about it. Like, one, I did try it. I got 5 minutes in. It's like 30 plus minutes long.
Honestly,
with a part 2. And
real talk is only like 20 minutes because there's an additional part that he adds to the end of the video after the main body is done. And I feel like if you don't want to, you don't necessarily have to, but it does further reinforce the point that he's making in the video. So after 20 minutes, you can piece out.
Also, I think I pieced out because it
does use a lot of academic language. So
that sounds like you're talking down to me.
No, it was hard for me to kind of follow along with it too.
Okay.
Sometimes, these video essayists, they use big brain words and I just can't keep up.
From what I remember, having watched the first 5 minutes a little bit ago, it felt like it had a 5-minute intro. I felt like it didn't get to the point quick enough. Like
it's the opening statement or thesis.
Yeah.
You've written
I feel like it shouldn't be 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, let's see. 5 out of 20. 5 minutes for the okay. It's like a 5-paragraph essay. 5 minutes opening statement. 5 minutes whatever setup. Another 5 minutes reinforcing that setup. Another 5 minutes winding down, and then another 5 minutes conclusion.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it fully works for video, but felt like the intro dragged on. What you also said it's basically 20 minutes. So but 30 minutes. I know you say it's not about PewDiePie, but with it being like titled a like pun on PewDiePie, I feel like if it's not about him, I feel like that's a little clickbaity. And then
you gotta attract viewers in these streets somehow.
I feel like what I saw in 5 minutes, I just didn't like, and I was just like, man, I don't want to dedicate 30 minutes, and if I watch part 2, an hour to this. So I was just like,
seen part 2.
I'm just gonna move on.
So okay.
Here,
a lot of comments on that video say exactly what you said, but then they came back to watch it and they changed their mind.
All right.
So and even though it was made like 3 years ago, it's still very relevant.
I will give the answer that you always give for Green Room, and that I will watch it on my own terms.
Okay. I still really think you should watch it. Do I need to make a PowerPoint presentation about it? Like, I
don't think so.
I don't know what I can do.
You want me to make a PowerPoint for Green Room? Green Room slaps.
I'm eventually going to watch it, okay? It's just...
With me?
I don't know. On my own terms, like I said. But
Lil Dicky's 5'11".
Is that surprising?
Yes. I thought he was short.
Oh. Okay.
Come on. With a guy with a rap name as like Lil Dicky, I imagine him being short. I imagine him being my height. 5'6", 5'8" at the max.
I don't know. He didn't really give off height vibes to me, but... Anyway. What was I even saying? I just think you should watch the video. I think it's really important.
You've said that. And I've said, I don't want to.
I know. Man, I just...
What a dilemma.
I just feel
All right,
like it's
this
a
has
really
been
important
the
video.
18th episode
You
of the
don't even know how to
Not
do
Just Aaron
the outro,
podcast.
so-
You can listen to us on SoundCloud,
Nope.
Anchor,
Nope.
Spotify.
We are not on SoundCloud.
Tidal.
Kanye West's
Apple
Donda Player.
Podcasts. You can listen to us on the Nintendo 3DS eShop.
You know, they're gonna shut that down. They're shutting it down next year.
You can listen to us on Pandora.
Nope.
I
wonder if we can't. Do they have podcasts on Pandora?
I think so. Maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah, I get ads about it. Yeah, they do, but I don't use it for that.
Okay.
This episode is brought to you by My Own Terms. Yeah.
You didn't say the follow-up bit. See, you don't know how to do
You
the
can
outro.
follow us.
Nope,
on
that's not what I meant.
NJA Pod.
Nope.
At NJA Pod.
Nope.
On the Twitter that I don't use. I'm kind of salty that no one's tweeting it. But if you did tweet, you could use the hashtag NJA Pod.
Okay, you got that part right. You're just getting all of this information wrong.
I am Arin, and you are.
I don't even say that in the outro. Can I do it for real? God.
Now they got to listen to it twice. Arin, why do you punish our audience like this?
Well, it's all your fault, so I can blame you for doing it wrong.
That's a negative 5 points for Arin.
Anyway, this is. You said it was the 15th. It's the 18th.
I said the 18th. You misheard me.
It's the 18th. Anyway.
I did not say it was the 15th. I said it was the 18th.
Okay.
And you just said it's
the microphone.
You said, oh, it's the 19th. No, it's the 18th. Make up your mind.
Anyway. This has been the 18th episode of the Not Just Arin podcast. You can listen to us on all major podcast platforms, not SoundCloud, because we're not on there. But we could. I just don't feel like it. Also, we have too many episodes now. It'd take too long. And Joseph's not going to help. And, the only person doing all these things is the producer.
Why'd you laugh?
And she works very hard.
Because you're making the producer joke. That's funny.
Anyway.
The producer's Arin, guys. Spoilers.
Don't tell them
We're gonna save it. We're gonna save it for the season finale, but
we don't even have seasons.
This is the end. This is season 1.
Anyway. You can listen to us on all major podcast platforms. That is Spotify, Apple, Google, and Anchor, and YouTube, which I forget sometimes.
I said Anchor and you said no.
That was a mistake.
1 point for Arin.
You can also follow us on social media at Not Just Arin Pod. That is Twitter and Instagram. To discuss all things Not Just Arin, you can use the hashtag NJAPod. I am checking. Nobody's using it. What else? Also follow me on my YouTube channel. It's just Arin. I put out banger videos from time to time. Not as much as I would like to because I work. I'm a slave to capitalism, but I do it when I can. So I just put out a video. By this time, by the time you hear this, anyway, by the time you hear this, it'll be like a week old, but it'll still be there. So I also have a have a large back catalog of videos that you can also watch. It's Just Arin. YouTube.com/C/It's Just Arin with an A. What else? We are apparently sponsored by Joseph's Time or whatever.
My Own Terms.
His Own Terms. Thank you to Joseph's Own Terms for financially supporting the Not Just Arin podcast. We wouldn't be able to do it without you. And that is it. We're going to go watch my video that I just put out now. So that's fun. Let's go over to the couch, Joseph.